Come with me as I install sound deadening to my Toyota Tacoma. Now this actually wouldn't be the first time I installed sound deadening material on a Toyota Tacoma. About a year ago, I did it to my friend's 2020 TRD Pro, and honestly, I'm a little bit jealous right now. I rode in his truck the other day and I forgot how quiet it was in his truck compared to mine over here. Mine is pretty loud on the highway. There's also quite a bit of noise leak.
Everything you ever.
Now I don't know how much of that I'm gonna be able to solve today, but if $200 or $300 of material and a little bit of DIY can get me any better, I'm game. So in this video, we are going to DIY install sound deadening material to my Tacoma. I'm gonna do my best to show and explain the before and after results to you, and then discuss if I think it's worth it. Spoiler alert, from the last truck I did this on, I think it is. So we're gonna have a ton of fun taking apart my Tacoma today and getting underneath its skin to improve the noise reduction in the cabin. Now before I show you how to do this and what materials you need and everything, I know you all probably want to see results first to see if this is even worth it. And I'm going to be real with you guys, I genuinely tried in this video and also in my last sound deadening video to show a tangible before and after of noise in the cabin while driving. And I don't know if it's just my GoPro mic's adjusting, but it's so hard to capture in-cabin noise results. And I even tried using a sound meter app before and after, and maybe it's just because my testing and equipment was so crude, but it's just so hard to convey the differences over video. So I think the best is to tap against the doors so you can hear exactly how echoey it was before compared to now. The noise is so much flatter now. Again, sorry for showing you guys results this way. I do feel like in person it is more noticeable, but okay, on to the project. Now in the last sound deadening video I made, a lot of you guys were like, wow, this looks like way too much work. Honestly, I think the best comment I saw was something to the effect of, the juice was not worth the squeeze on this one. I specifically remember me saying that if I were to do this all over again, I wouldn't full force attack the floors at first. I would start with just the doors and then do the floors, roof, and more if necessary. So in this video, I'm just going to be doing the doors, which is going to be a lot easier and way more DIY friendly. All of this will be linked down below, but it all did come from Amazon. Since the plan really is to just, in this video and today, do the doors, I picked up the Dynamat Extreme door kit for my Tacoma. I picked up 2 of these, and this is what comes in each box. Basically, I'm actually kind of opening this for the first time, but it's 4 sheets of just the sound deadening material. And the material in here is equivalent to 12 square feet. So doing some of the rough calculations in my head, I just got 2 kits for all 4 doors of my truck in case one kit wasn't enough. But of course, I'm gonna have the amount I used linked in the description, and I'll tell you guys how much I actually ended up using. This was kind of more of a middle of the road option compared to the budget material, and I have some of it out over here because this was kind of the excess material I used from my last video, but basically the kill mat sound deadening. It's not that I was unhappy with this result from last time, but I was just really curious to try out something that was marketed at least as a little bit higher quality. I don't know if that's true, we're about to find out. I specifically went with Dynamat because after reading a lot on Reddit, reading through Tacoma forums and everything, this seems to be a very popular choice that people are happy with. SoundSkins, I heard, was also very good, but I don't think I could find SoundSkins on Amazon, so this was just, easier access to get. And Dynamat has a bunch of different types of sound deadening too. I don't know where their Extreme falls in line of their other product offerings, but just 12 square feet. So one kit of these, I think retails, at least right now, for a little over $100. I got a Black Friday deal on it, so I think each kit was more like $80. So definitely more pricey than the kill mat stuff, but not the most expensive that I've seen per square foot. I already mentioned that I also have some excess material from last time. So you guys saw the kill mat sound deadening material. I don't think for the doors I'm gonna need excess material, but if I do, I'm gonna just use the kill mat as well. But what I do want to reuse, and I think I have enough for all the doors, but if I were to do the floor or headliner of my truck, I probably would need to order more. But this is closed cell foam. So this goes atop the Dynamat or whatever sound deadening material you use. Now what's interesting is this Dynamat kit, the instructions say that you don't have to put closed cell foam atop of it, but I think for best results, and actually after reading a lot of comments too on my first sound deadening video from you guys, this stuff was highly recommended, so it was good I did it last time. I'm gonna do it again for the doors. Okay, and then this is the same exact little roller that I used in my last video. Rolling this stuff flat with this is actually way more work than you might initially think, because you've got to make like multiple passes and put some of your weight on top of it. Oh, also another thing, related but unrelated, optional, although at this point highly recommended. I got a knee pad for myself last Christmas. I always forget to use it in my videos, but I'm definitely going to be using it now because there's going to be a lot of kneeling involved as I'm installing the sound deadening material. Game changer, protect your knees. Moving on to the install, which is quite the process. So first up, we need to remove the trim pieces from the door. So you'll see me use a variety of tools here to attack the different panel pieces. One good thing to have is a plastic trim removal tool for a few of these things. Another is a plastic clip removal tool and a screwdriver to pop off this clip. You just push the inside in and it should pop out. There's a lot of little pieces here, so just keep track of it all and organized if you can to make reassembly easier. And you'll see that you need the screwdriver to remove a few screws hiding behind some of the pieces on the door. For each door, you have to pop off the window switch and unplug the harness or harnesses depending on the door. And if you're having difficulty doing that like I did at first, just make sure to find the part of the white harness that you press in order to get it to loosen up. And then it's time to pop off the door panel itself. I'll show you in a second where the white clips are to remove, but start at the bottom closest to the cab and remove one by one by tugging gently. As you work your way around, eventually the whole door panel will come right off. There are these two cables which have a little grease on them, so just be aware, but they connect to the door handle and you'll want to remove these two in order to completely pull the panel away. And there you have it. So these are the holes where the clips on the panel go in, which are these white things all around the panel. I'm not going to show you all 4 doors, but I'll show you the rear door, which is slightly different than the front, but very intuitive. Most of the pieces that you have to remove are the exact same, so there shouldn't be any surprises. And the 2 other doors on the driver's side are the exact same process as the passenger side. Okay, couple other tips and tricks, lessons learned, or really just things that I forgot until I just redid it just now. So you can find those white clips because the first one at the edge you're supposed to pull is with that little marking or arrow down there. So that one corresponds to, I believe, the clip in there. So that way you can at least find it and then work your way around once you start with that one. The other thing I totally forgot, but just remembered when I saw them, was these white clips. I want you to be so careful with them. So what you do is you pinch them and then pull them out like this. Now, during another install I did on this truck, I think the puddle pods, which are the lights that turn on underneath my mirrors, I remember dropping these inside the door cavity accidentally, because what happens is when you put the panel back in, and if you kind of just leave these as is and push it all the way in, these things can actually push and then fall inside the door. They're really difficult to get out. It took me like an hour to get a single one out on one of the front doors. So we're just going to remove these and put them on the panel we removed so that they have less of a chance of falling in the door cavity. So we'll put them back on here. And don't forget to do the same thing on this side. And for this door, these are the 3 that fell into the cavity. So you definitely want to remove these. Now you'll see these plastic sheets, and we need to get inside the door cavity, so we have to remove them. They stick on using this tacky black adhesive, but it's soft, so you can try pulling away at it or using a razor blade to separate the plastic from the door. I found that to be a little bit easier for me. And as I remove these covers, you'll see that we now have access to the door cavity. Inside this door is crusty and dusty, so you'll want to wipe it down just so that the material will adhere better when we start to stick it down. Now, I'm just measuring out my Dynamats and cutting them to size with a pair of scissors, and that way I can apply them inside the door. The really sucky thing here is that the cavity is so small, so there's not a lot of room to work in here, especially when you're like trying to get all the way into the backside. So I think the best way is just to cut the mats into smaller sizes and then apply them one by one. And here's the aftermath and what the inside looks like. Now I went in with the roller here because that's what I had to do with the kill mats, but I feel like it didn't do that much for the Dynamat, so I don't know. I just did it because I feel like it can't hurt, but I don't know if a roller is necessary. Okay, then on top of that is the closed cell foam, which I was talking about earlier. Maybe it's an optional, but I had a positive experience with it, so I'm adding it. It is also peel and stick like the mats, so you just cut it to size and stick down over the mat. I do think that the foam prevents noise from propagating through the panels and into the cabin because of the decoupling effect. So because it's a flexible layer, it helps to decouple the rigidly connected metal on the doors and interior trim pieces. And now I continue on to the rest of the other 3 doors. It's literally the same process, so I'm not going to bore you with explaining how to, because I also think this is very self-explanatory too. You know, a project like this is analogous to painting. I feel like none of this is objectively that hard, but the result that you're going to get heavily depends on the prep and also your execution. It's hard to reach the inside of all of those panels, like it really is, and at times a little exhausting to do stuff like this, but you really want to cover up as much as you can because that's how you're going to get the best results. And while I am really happy with this DIY project, really I think what helps with reducing noise inside of vehicles is having double pane glass windows, or what I think is called acoustic glass. That makes a huge difference. My 2024 Tacoma has them, and I have to tell you, when I shut the doors of that truck, it is so quiet in there, like a sound booth, and I really think it's because of the windows. Not to say that it's not worth it to do something like this, I still think this is a great value DIY project. And the assembly steps here are literally just the reverse of taking apart the truck, so it should be pretty intuitive. Actually easier now because you will have known all the parts and where they go. Even just the way like doors sound when they open and close. I know you on camera probably can't hear a difference, but I certainly, and I don't think it's just the placebo effect, hear a difference because I've been daily driving this truck for over 5 years now, so I know what the doors sound like, and they definitely sound different now, better. I'm not gonna lie guys, that was pretty exhausting. I don't know in the other truck how I finished the floors and the door, I think, in one day, because the doors took me a lot longer than I expected. Now I'm filming, of course, moving cameras around and everything, so that always like doubles or triples the time it takes for me to do these installs. But when I checked one of my camera clips to see how long one of the doors took me, I think by the last one I was down to like 22 to 25 minutes once the panels were taken off. So I think reasonably somebody could do this install in like 2.5 hours. But for the record, it took me way longer than that. Okay, so personal recommendations after having done 2 sound deadening projects on Toyota Tacomas. I think if you want to attempt this on your truck and you don't know where to start, definitely start with the doors. They are the easiest to do. The next thing I learned from today is that I really like the Dynamat, both in performance initially, what I've heard so far, but also in terms of ease of install. The kill mat I used last time was very difficult to roll out. The Dynamat, it seems like I didn't have to really roll it out that much. It adhered really well. And I think kind of the last lesson learned here would be to budget out a little bit more time than you may initially think you need. Again, when I think of an install and think that it's not hard, sometimes I equate that to not a lot of time, but in this case, something like that isn't necessarily true. I would say safely 3-4 hours maybe. If you can work fast, you can maybe get it done in 2, but I was on like the upper bounds of what I just mentioned. So that's my Tacoma door sound deadening project. Let me know what you guys think. If you've done it to your truck, let me know what results you've gotten and what materials you use. Otherwise, thank you for watching this video. Bye guys.